You want to find the lowest dosage possible that affects you in a positive way. There's no point going to 100 when we can start at 10. Simon in the Board A-hole here, along with Joe, the fitness mascot. Today, he fell down. If you've been watching my videos recently, I've been seeing how many times he could stand up. He did it. Thanks again for joining me for yet another video. If you could hit that subscribe button, you would make my day. And why don't you want to make my day? Why do you hate me? In all honesty, I just appreciate you clicking the thing to begin with. And we're going to talk about testosterone boosters. Now, most of the time when we mention test boosters, people think we're talking about stuff like, Test Power 9000 or, Test Bloat or whatever the hell you want to call it. That's not what I mean. One of the questions I get a lot, which I do massively appreciate, is what shall I take to try and increase my testosterone levels? Now, the only real reason, or the only real answer, I should say, is go and do some drugs, like some proper hardcore drugs. You know all about that, but you may not be into that. I'm not into that. You may not be into that. It may not be a path you want to go around. As I always say, if you want to do it, just make sure you research and educate yourself. And there's plenty of ways you can do that on the internet. Right here on YouTube, there's a bunch of guys talking about it. People still get conflangled by these things that you can just buy over the counter at Holland & Barrett or wherever your local supplement store is. Now, a lot of these aren't going to help you. And the reason they are not going to help you is that you'd need to be in a testosterone deficiency before they actually get you back up to base levels and maybe boost you over base levels. But if you have basically normal testosterone levels and you take this stuff, I doubt it's going to help. However, with all that in mind, there are 3 certain pills that you can take should you think that you're in a testosterone deficiency that may help you. And outside of that, they do have other benefits. And I know other people have done this video as well, but if people are going to keep asking me questions, I'm not going to be rude like you were earlier in this video. That is a joke. I'm going to be polite. So here's 3 testosterone boosters that actually work. And number 3 is magnesium. Now, the reason we bring magnesium up is if you're training a lot and you're working out all the time and you're going to the fitness palace of love and being a happy bunny or a happy penguin, I should say, you can actually decrease your magnesium levels. That is something that can happen. And if you do knock your magnesium levels down, that can actually have a natural effect on your testosterone levels where that will drop as well. So if you start supplementing with magnesium, yes, you're going to push it back up. But again, you're pushing it back up to where potentially it was before. It's not all of a sudden going to be like 400% increase. If you do have low magnesium too, it means you're going to have a bunch of lactic acid buildup. That's going to make your muscles all stiff and sore. And also, magnesium plays a pivotal part in your ATP levels. And just to give you the simple version, that one guy's going to get really mad in the comments going, but your ATP levels basically determined how much energy you're going to have in the gym and how much you're going to lift. Kind of, sort of, not really, but that's all you need to know. Taking magnesium too after you work out can actually calm your muscles down. That's what you want. You want to make sure you get into a state of rest and recovery and to get those cortisol levels towards the floor. So I totally get it. And if you wanted experience or experiment, I should say, by taking magnesium, then I wouldn't be against you. Just don't massively overdose it or go crazy, and do not expect to take magnesium for a few weeks and all of a sudden turn into this hulk of a man or a woman. That's not what's going to happen. It's probably just going to balance you out. And there's plenty of studies as well that say you should take around about 300 milligrams a day. I would start way less than that. I would get a pot and I would see what the lowest possible dosage was, and I'd start there and I'd increase it as you go, because that's always what you want to do with any kind of pill or any kind of supplement or any kind of drug. You want to find the lowest dosage possible that affects you in a positive way. There's no point going to 100 when we can start at 10. Also, with magnesium, if you are going to take 300 milligrams a day, don't just take 300 milligrams in the morning. Take 100 milligrams in the morning, 100 milligrams in the afternoon, 100 milligrams in the evening, because it's just better absorbed that way. Like, your body gets no benefit from just going, oh my gosh, here it is. Whereas if you go, here's a little bit, here's a little bit, here's a little bit, your body's just happier about it. And number 2 is zinc. And the reason we talk about zinc is that, yes, zinc can increase testosterone levels the same way that magnesium can if you are losing your zinc levels through sweat. That's the thing. Sometimes, or there are studies again that say if you sweat too much, your zinc levels will go down. And because you don't have enough zinc, then your test levels will drop, so you can get them back to where you want them to be by supplementing with zinc. Now, there is so many zincs. Honestly, you get zinc smelanu and zinc balabano. It's just zinc with magic words by the end of it. You want piclinate. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's piclinate. That basically gets absorbed better than the other ones, so you're going to get more of the drug in you as opposed to your body freaking out when you try and take it. Zinc also contributes to normal cell function and muscle growth, so of course you can understand why you're going to want it. And once again, when it comes to dosing, start with the lowest possible dose. I want to say this over and over again, and actually I should have said at the start of this video, this is just, not only my opinion, but my experiences and what I've learned from reading on the internet, blah, blah, blah. If you really, really, really want to get a proper take on all of this, you should talk to your doctor. And I was going to mention this at the end, but I mention it now because most people will still be with the video. Get your blood work done. If You get your blood work done, then you know if you have a zinc deficiency, you know if you have a magnesium deficiency. Why can't I say that word all of a sudden? And then you can sort it out however you best see fit. Zinc dosages, again, studies say around about 30 milligrams every single day, but you should experiment with this. Start with 10. Start just by kissing it. Start by kissing a zinc pill and see what kind of benefit you get from that. Now, realistically, the answer is going to be 0, but I just want to sort of really ram it down your throat. Nobody wants that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Better than me doing it in person, like getting Gerald and trying to stick him into your esophagus. There's no point going from 1 to 100. There's not. It's just bad things are going to happen. Just keep it cool, brah. Keep it cool. And in at number 1 is vitamin D3. And you hear about this all the time, especially when winter has arrived. It's like, oh, we all need more vitamin D3. Because unless you're like living in the sun, apparently as soon as the sun goes away, we all suffer from vitamin D3 or vitamin D deficiency. And look, it can help with your immune system. It can help with your nervous system. It can improve your mood if you are deficient in it. And it can also help with depression for that same reason. A lot of people, I mean, I still think you should go and talk to someone and make sure you figure out what the problem is. But a lot of people have low mood because they don't have enough vitamin D in you, which is why sometimes when you walk in the sun, you feel great. Not only is it a nice feeling against your skin, but you're actually being pumped up with all this love drugs. And who doesn't want love drugs? Everybody wants love drugs. But now I've said that, love drugs is basically Viagra and Cialis. Let's be honest. It can also strengthen muscle fibers, and there's things out there, proper documentation that says that when they experimented with this, people's strength went up by 18.75%. And yes, when people did found to be low with vitamin D, and they then boosted them back up, their testosterone levels went down a little bit, and then they went back up a little bit. But again, I'm not sure how much benefit you're going to see unless you're massively low in it. But compared to the other two, if I was going to gamble and somebody put a gun to my head, I'd say you're probably more likely to be low in vitamin D than you are the other two, because en masse and in general, when you go through the numbers, a lot of people are low in it. Now, it's measured in IU, which just makes things so much more complicated. Why has it got to be IU? But again, you can go anywhere from finding things that say you should supplement between 400 and 800 to other people that say you should supplement with 5,000. I'm not going to go over it again. I feel like I've established it. You do not want to have too high vitamin D levels. And you may actually have a sort of a body, I can't think of the right word, or a metabolism that actually absorbs things better than other people. So while you, Claire, need 100 IU, Tiffany, that lives down the road, needs 3,000, and Brian, who lives in Timbuktu, needs 9,421. There's no way to know, which is why I kind of feel like when you do read these articles, like, oh, take these amazing things, they always just throw these big numbers at you. And I don't necessarily think you want to jump in right there and do it. So yeah, if you genuinely think you have low testosterone levels, and symptoms of low testosterone are pretty obvious. You're gonna be tired all the time. You're probably not putting on muscle mass. You're probably carrying a lot of fat. You're probably not sleeping. You could be bloated. There could be loads of things that come along with it. If you genuinely think it, firstly, go to your doctor. Get it sorted out. They may be able to help you properly with proper drugs that are going to do more than this. This is kind of on the small scale. And then get your other blood work done as well so you can actually see. But you could experiment with these. And don't go crazy with them, because anything can hurt you if you take too much. But if you keep it moderate and you keep it consistent, then you may see some improvements. And I want to stress may. You may see some improvements. This is not a one-stop shop to Gainesville. It's just a tiny thing that you can do that just may give you the smallest of increases that makes you feel a little better, makes you perform better in the gym, and then you're ultimately going to see some evolution, some progress, blah, 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 blah. But yes, blood work. That's how I want to end this video. Blood work, blood work, blood work. You can just buy it on the internet now. How nuts is that? You can type in "take my blood work" and somebody go, hey, we've got 742 tests, and you can test for anything you want. You can test for hormones, obviously. You can test for thyroid. You can test your, your blood pallets, whatever the hell it's called, your red blood cell count, your white blood cell count. You can test for diabetes. That's nuts. Now, it costs a lot of money, because of course it does. But what's more important than your health? The answer, I'll give you a minute. Is nothing. So there you go. You want to try them out? Magnesium, vitamin D, and zinc. Give it a go. Maybe. If you think you need it. Don't go nuts. And again, what the hell do I know? Absolutely nothing. Then like the video, share the video, subscribe, hit the bell, ding, ding, when you know when other videos are going live. There's another video right there. If you could click it, that would be great. I have Patreon, I have Instagram, I have Twitter, I have merchandise. Go down into the description and give it a click. But more importantly, like I said, thank you so much for watching me today. Me and Jerry, no, I don't like it. Me and Gerald, we do appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one.